Yo, what is up guys? It is Bumfris, back with episode 43 of our Reddit series. This one's going to be a bit of Choosing Beggars and the first time we've done this in a while, and I know you're going to love this one. A quick thank you for 150,000 subscribers. It's been less than a week since we hit 100 and we're already at 150. You're all incredible, and if you're new, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Now sit back, relax, and laugh at some Choosing Beggars. Very rude. I called and asked for a donation of 1 king cake for our group that volunteers our time, effort, and money to support scholarships for graduating high school seniors. She abruptly cut me off and said she only does 1 donation a year for 500 cookies. She's a small bakery and our organization has tons of money. I was trying to explain that this is for a meeting that the volunteers pay for out of their pocket, along with the other stuff we come out of pocket for, e.g. time, effort, money, gas, etc. And I was only asking for 1 king cake and she hung up on me while I was still talking. If she would have let me finish, I was going to say that if she were to donate 1, I would have been buying 2 out of my pocket. I feel like my ask of a donation of 1 king cake, which is only worth $40, was not an out of the way question, and considering I would be buying 2 more at about $40 a pop out of my own money, I will not order anything from this bakery again. You know what I really like about this one? It's the fact that we're starting off this episode with somebody who is the definition of a choosing beggar. They ask for something for free, which is a little bit beggaring as it is, but it's okay. They actually get offered something for free, but what they get offered isn't good enough. They could have had 500 cookies, but now they get nothing. That's what you get for being a choosing beggar. According to the general manager of Muffin Break, entitled millennials have been given an inflated sense of self-importance due to social media and are no longer willing to do unpaid work to advance their careers. So it's good to know that a multinational corporation that has over 250 stores worldwide is now promoting exposure for payment. I wonder if they ever stop to think that perhaps Gen Y just realized that doing unpaid work with the promise of a job that never comes just isn't worth it. I truly am sorry to hear that as a kid you were clearly scammed by a big business and now you're upset that other people won't be scammed by you. So I wanted to mix things up a bit, so here's the best stories I could find on Choosing Beggars. My grandma is a saint in my mind. She's amazing and very kind. She volunteers as a helper for the rural thrift store in town. The lady who owns it is a younger lady with kids, so sometimes when she has to run out, my grandma or the other auxiliary woman steps in as a manager for an hour or so. One day this happened and it's just my grandma at the store when a family comes in. They go about picking out clothes and they have some kids, so the kids pick out some stuff as well. All in all, the toys came to about $113, which means it was a huge pile of stuff from a thrift store that doesn't sell anything for over $3. So grandma rings them up and suddenly they can't pay. The mum goes on about a story of her husband losing his job, etc. My grandma feels really bad for them and they have kids, so she decides to let them have everything for free, especially since they had stuff like jackets and hats and it was winter. They thanked her and left. My grandma told the owner and she said she could pay, but the owner said it was fine. She even quoted robots, see a need, fill a need. So about a week goes by and my grandma is back for her Tuesday volunteering, only this time the owner is there. The family comes back. Only this time it's the woman, her husband, her kids, the woman's elderly parents, her sister, and her 5 children. They go throughout the store and pick out a pile, this time worth about $230. When they go to the counter and the regular owner was there, they said, "Oh, we want to talk to the owner. She knows us. We have special deals." The owner told them that she was the owner and they got nervous and said, No, the elderly woman with black hair." The woman repeats again that she's the owner and how did they want to pay. The mum gets a peek in the back where grandma was listening and says, "Hey you said we get our stuff here for free." And my sweet little grandma, who is just so rural and doesn't experience people acting like this often, was so shook. She said she had almost cried because she had never been told an outright lie about herself to her face like that. So the real owner quickly put them in their place and also reprimanded them for being terrible people and taking advantage of people's kindness. I'm guessing they left screaming about how they are hurting the children and how they'll tell their kids when they don't have any clothes whose fault it is. You know, I'm already starting to see what the title of this video is going to be, Choosing Beggars featuring Entitled Parents. I was always hoping the two would never truly cross over, but here it is. If you want to see someone who's the worst of the worst from 2 different subreddits, well, you don't have to go much further than this story. I have a $75 a week, $300 a month room for rent to a responsible single female with no kids, a vehicle, with no drug addictions or pets to come live in and be a full-time nanny to my 3 daughters while I work and go to school. Rent will cover half on utilities like water, lights, and internet access. You must buy your own food, must be willing to cook, clean, and help transport children to and from school. What is it with these choosing beggars thinking they can charge someone to be their slave? With this one, I'm actually being serious because I've looked into this and I know for a fact that regardless of whether they're giving them cheap rent or not, they legally have to pay this person at least minimum wage. But not only that, how do they expect them to pay rent if they're not giving them any money? We really just need a new subreddit called Entitled Beggars for these people. Hey girl, I noticed you didn't have a price list on your Insta and was just wondering how much for the 1 hour express spray tan. Hey hun, it's $35 for a 1 hour express. I just had a look at your Instagram and I'm just wondering, what size are you? Oh, haha, I'm a size 10 to 12 AU. Why is that? My regular clients are a max size 8. It'll be $20 extra as there's more surface area if you know what I mean. Yeah, hi. I just saw your post in advice and I just wanted to say that if you don't want to pay a $20 surcharge, maybe lose a little. Not trying to be mean, it's just the industry. This is one that I really don't know how to describe. Is this like the opposite of a choosing beggar, or does it still fall within the choosing beggar category? On one hand, she's being choosy in the way that she's charging her extra, but on the other hand, she's also doing the complete opposite of what your average choosing beggar does. I don't know, it's definitely an odd one, so I'll leave it up to you guys to decide. Run my own business, interactive adventures. No drinking, no smoking, and no 420. Feminists can swipe left and go play with their cats. So can all the fatties, especially those who describe themselves as BBW or curvy. Single mums whose kids are their top priority and who proudly brag about it, just delete Tinder. You're never getting a good man. Non-monogamous ladies or cheaters are welcome to GTFO. Honestly, this one's just hard not to laugh at. You'd like to think that this person's just joking, but 44 years old, I just don't know. I just can't believe there are people out there that are actually like this and are willing to speak about women like this as well. The hypocrisy in saying that these women are never going to find a good man, I don't think this dude's ever going to find any kind of woman in his life. This happened roughly 3 years ago. I'm a full-time caregiver, my mum is fully disabled, and as such, we make very little money, but once a month we buy fast food to feed that craving that everybody has. This particular month, I brought pizza from Pizza Hut. Now, I had received a free medium pizza coupon and decided to use it. This means I had 2 medium pizzas, one for me, one for my mum. Food for a few days each. Pizza Hut was literally across the street, so I walked over to pick up our order. I didn't even make it out of the parking lot before this kid, maybe 15 to 17 years old, asked me if he can have a slice. I look at him, look him up and down, and once I make the assessment his clothes cost more money than I can spend on food in a month, I say no. Simple. I continue walking away, but my gut is telling me that this guy won't let it rest. And I was right. I take 2 more steps when he tries running up on me. What he didn't know is that I was ready. I hop onto a sidewalk leading to another business and park myself near the front door. The entire front of this building is made of windows. He stops short, irritated, and tells me I have to give him 2 slices because I made him chase me. Again, I tell him it's not going to happen. If he's hungry, he can either buy his own or go home to eat. He tells me that he shouldn't have to, and when he's hungry and sees what he wants, it's up to others to get it for him. I swear to Jesus, I couldn't believe my ears. At that point, I tell him to leave me alone or I'll be forced to protect myself. And he laughs. Then he just paces back and forth, like a caged animal, and says I should stop wasting both of our times by now giving him an entire pizza. At this point, I had had enough. Being a small female, I never leave the house without pepper spray and a small 4-inch pocket knife. Obviously, I can't reach my blade, but under the boxes of pizza in my hand is my unlocked pepper spray. I take 1 step. That's it. Just 1. And this kid lunges for my boxes, so I pepper spray him. Bullseye. His ass starts screaming, his hands covering and wiping at his face. He's calling me every name under the sun, and he starts shouting that I stole his pizzas and attacked him. Gratefully, the woman inside the cash loan place I've been standing in front of saw the whole ordeal and finally came out to assist me. Needless to say, he didn't get any of my pizza. I think it's kind of nice to sometimes have a choosing beggar story that doesn't involve a text message conversation, like it just adds that extra layer of reality to it. I actually considered not including this one because it does seem pretty far-fetched, but when you think about it, there's a lot of teenagers out there that are acting like this, and it goes the same with the entitled parents. Who knew that a teenager would be showing signs like this so early in their life? I guess we'll see some stories about them being an entitled parent pretty soon. Alright everyone, that is that for today's episode of Choosing Beggars featuring entitled parents. I just want to start off by saying thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video. I touched on it at the start of the video, but thank you everyone so much for 150,000 subscribers. There is no possible way that I can express my gratitude enough, and I love every single one of you. For those of you who didn't see, possibly missed it, or even for those of you that tuned in, we did have our first live stream today. In the first 2 minutes, we had over 2,000 concurrent viewers in there. That is absolutely crazy. I did do a little face reveal as well for so many of you that were asking. I also have a link to the video. It is unlisted. If enough of you ask for it, I'll pop it in a comment, but you guys need to let me know. But anyway, that does wrap things up for today's video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. They are both at Bumfris. Thank you all again for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I'll see you all tomorrow for some more Entitled Parents. Bye.